Hello friends, and welcome to jwreasoning.com. This video is going to be about an identity crisis, which I believe most Jehovah's Witnesses have. And I believe the Watchtower recognizes that there's an issue with this, especially among the young people. Here's an article from the Young People Ask Volume 1, Chapter 22, page 159. And here's what it says: How to deal with an identity crisis. It's only natural to want to belong to a group, such as a family or a culture. But it's a mistake to think that your worth is determined by your cultural or family background. People may judge you on that basis, but God doesn't. God is not partial, said the Apostle Peter. In every nation, the man that fears him and works righteousness is acceptable to him. If you do your best to please Jehovah God, he will view you as part of his family. What better identity could you have? Now, I agree completely with this statement. I think it's a great paragraph, actually. The problem that I have with this paragraph, though, is really within the organization, Jehovah's Witnesses don't really know who they are. What do I mean by that? Well, they really have an identity crisis. One thing is, just an example, I have a friend who is an ex-Jehovah's Witness, and he has a daughter, and she's a teenager. And we were talking not too long ago, and he said he's having some real issues with her. And as we talked, I realized, the problem with his daughter is she doesn't know who she is. She's been told who she is. She's been told what to believe. She can't question anything. She's had to believe whatever the organization teaches, what her parents tell her to believe. She was told what to read, when to read it, how to understand it, what to comprehend. And really, that happens to the adults as well. Now, this is very difficult for a teenager because it confuses them. I think it's just as hard, and sometimes even harder, for an adult when we are in the organization to begin to come out, because we've been told what to believe. We've been told that if a change happens, you don't question it. You just go along with it. You never question what the organization says. You have to accept it. If a doctrine changes, you just go with the flow. The other thing is, you're told who your friends can be. You're told to disown your family if you must. Now, I really don't believe that this is what the Bible is teaching. I don't believe the Bible wants us to disown family. How could we witness to people if we disown them? What kind of witness is it to people when we become Jehovah's Witnesses and we say, we're not going to talk to our family or friends anymore. We're going to kind of distance them. I don't think Jesus would have done that. And this is a big mistake that I believe many in the organization have made. You see, your friends as Jehovah's Witnesses are conditional. They tell you how much they love you, and I believe they really do. But the problem is, the friendship with a witness is conditional upon what you think and what you believe and how you react to changes that are made within the organization. Your friends are not real friends within the organization. And even if they are, they're told that they can't communicate with you once you pull back. You see, I have a young friend. His dad is a very good friend of mine. His dad's still a witness. But this young man was disfellowshipped. And he thinks sometimes in his mind, I can see the confusion, because he'll tell me things that he thinks I want to hear. And I told him, friend, I let him know, my friendship with him is not based on what his opinions are, what he thinks, the things that he does. Now, I would prefer that he live a moral life, and so far so good. He's doing that. But if he begins to do something wrong, I'm not going to disown him and cut him off because he's living a lifestyle that I think is biblically wrong. One thing I wanted to talk about too, just for a moment. I live in the state of Virginia, and I see this bumper sticker a lot on a car. You may have seen it. Take a look. It says coexist. And you'll notice there it has the Islamic crescent, it has the peace sign, it has the Hebrew Star of David. The dot on the I there is a yin-yang sign, and then it has the cross that Christians use. Now, my experience has been when people have this bumper sticker, the vast majority of people that I have personally encountered that have this bumper sticker, they believe in coexistence so long as you believe what they believe. This is just like the organization. The organization will coexist with you so long as they can tolerate who you are and you accept what they are teaching as truth, what they believe. But you see, the problem is that's not coexistence. However, on the other hand, I believe that we can coexist with those people and that we should. I have a neighbor that has completely different religious and, yes, I'm going to say it, political views than I have. And not that I've ever voted or anything, but I do have an opinion. And I don't think it's wrong to vote. I don't want to get on that tangent right now. But even though he and I completely disagree, we are good friends. We get along very well. And sometimes we laugh over our disagreements. And we never get heated. I mean, we might be emphatic about things, and I think that's okay. I think that's healthy. I think we should have a variety. You know, there should be unity in the congregation, or in the church, I should say, not the organization, but in the church. There should be unity, but not necessarily uniformity. There are certain things we may disagree on. There are things we can agree on. And I guess the purpose for this video is I really hope that as you begin to wake up, that you maintain your relationship with God and His Son Jesus. You see, this is a hard balance to strike. It's really hard when a witness is coming away because they equate the organization with Jehovah himself. And they look at the organization as, well, if this is what God is like, well, then I don't even know if I want any part of that. And this is why some that pull away, they become non-believers, and some may even become atheists. And personally, friends, I believe that the organization, the way they handle things, the way they treat people, it's actually a form of abuse. It is a form of abuse. And because of that, it's the knee-jerk reaction to overreact a lot of times, and you come away from the organization as a non-believer. And I just want to encourage you to keep reading your Bible. I hope you maintain your relationship with God and His Son. This is the main point that I want to make. Don't follow an organization. Don't be soured on the Creator because He's been misrepresented by an organization. Because the Creator that I know from reading the Bible is nothing like the men that run the organization. But the love that you find among the friends, the problem is they're told how to love. They're told how to react. They're told what to believe, who to believe, why to believe. Everything is dictated to them. Every single thing. There's very little room for your conscience, for you to read the Bible and draw your own conclusions. So in the book of Mark, chapter 10, I'd like to read this to you. Mark chapter 10, verses 29 and 30. Jesus said, "Truly I say to you, no one has left house or brothers or sisters or mother or father or children or fields for my sake and for the sake of the good news, who will not get 100 times more now in this period of time, houses, brothers, sisters, mothers, children, and fields with persecutions, and in the coming system of things, everlasting life." Friends, I believe this. I personally have experienced this. The friends that I have now are not conditional upon what I think or believe about God and His Son or the Bible. I do surround myself mostly with people that believe like I do. I mean, that's who I'm around most of the time. We gravitate towards people who have the same love that we have and the same likes and dislikes that we have. But my circle of friends is very large. I have friends who are atheists, different denominations, whether Catholic or many different Protestant denominations. Some are non-denominational. So I've made good friends with pastors in the area that I live in, and we spend time together. So I want you to know that Jehovah will make these things up to you. As hard as it may be to pull away from the organization, I'm living proof of that. Like I said, the friends that I have now, they're true friends. They'll stick with you to the end. And God will put those people in your life that will fill in those voids, that void that you have from pulling away from the organization. You'll never forget some of those friends. And believe it or not, some of them may still talk to you. I'm not at liberty to say who, but there are some who do still talk to me. And I consider them my true and good friends. So friends, again, I just want to say, please don't equate the Most High God and His Son Jesus with an organization. The organization has abused you. I hate to say it that way, but it's the truth. I hope you keep studying, and I hope to see you again soon. May Jehovah bless you as you continue to study the Bible and draw ever closer to Him and His Son.